I got to say, your hair in the movie should have got its own credit. Wild.
It completely
tips.
changes him into Nick. It's crazy.
The highlights.
Yeah.
All a choice.
All a choice.
And it
Frosted
worked.
Tips forever.
Hi, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Dan.
Yo.
That is Asha Banks. And that is Matthew Broome.
Yo.
2 stars of
Hello.
the My Fault series.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is so surreal. I'm so excited to be here. Might have watched every episode ever, so I'm a massive fan.
Thank you for your time and energy, but also genuinely, thank you both for being here because it is very cool. You're not wearing a cardigan.
No.
I'm really
No, I'm
sorry.
A plaited jumper, if anything.
Is that what we're going with? Plaited jumper?
It's a good outfit.
Thank you.
Okay, I have many, many questions, lots to dive into. But how would you describe this series? How would you kind of button this thing into just a few words?
I feel like we keep on saying it's a wild ride. Pardon the driving pun. But
Makes a lot of
That
sense.
seems to be
Yeah.
the one that keeps on coming up, and it does make sense.
Yeah, 2 people who shouldn't fall in love, and
Chaos ensues.
Chaos ensues.
I mean, it is an action romance
Yeah.
thriller type
Yeah,
deal.
it feels like it's just got so many different genres sort of intertwined together, which is so much fun
Yeah, for sure.
to film, and hopefully is entertaining, obviously.
How much does the Spanish version play into at least your inspiration or interpretation of these characters? Because it is same story, but it feels different. You've done your own thing with it.
Oh,
Totally.
thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think part of that, most of that is the environment changes so much. And we didn't watch the Spanish one before we started filming. We did it after because you don't want to, that can sometimes influence you, not in a helpful way. So we just stuck with the book, and then you get what you get from that yourself.
Yeah, I think it was important that we sort of, obviously not naive to the fact that the Spanish version is massive and
huge.
so good now, obviously having seen it. And I think, I came into it not wanting to watch that and sort of then have the pressure of having to replicate, I guess, or of kind of try and copy what Nicole did so amazingly. So coming into it and just basing off the book and the script that we had felt like the easiest way to approach. And then it was so nice afterwards we watched the Spanish movie together and could celebrate it and were so excited and
To see what they've done with it and how the similarities and the differences, because like you said, I truly believe that we have they're so different. They're obviously based on the same story, but you change the environment, you change the actors, you change everything. It produces something completely different.
Yeah.
It is very cool. It's cool to see and then put them next to one another and then compare.
Yeah.
But then, who knows? This series has so much more to go as well. This is just the first of what will be 3.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, that's the dream. Yeah,
That's
there's
the plan.
There's 3
Yeah.
books, obviously, and the
Find out
Spanish
soon.
movie are doing 3. So yeah, we're hoping.
Can we talk?
Fingers crossed.
Can we talk about the audition process?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you get first? What shows up in your email?
It's a casting brief from your agent, and it's
Says My
I
Fault
don't know,
London.
Did you tape?
I did a tape. Yeah.
So this is usually you do a self-tape. Nowadays it's a self-tape, but actually this is for this job. I didn't do any self-tape. I did
Whoa!
all
Straight
in
to round
person.
2 for Matt.
No, not in that way. I got to meet the casting director in person
that's
and
so
I did
cool.
all my, which is not
rare. I think-
not as
I think since
It's
COVID,
rarer these
especially,
days.
self tapes is so much easier.
So yeah, you get it through with a couple of sides where you don't get the full script, and you just have a brief about the character and what they're planning to do with the project, and then
Hope for the
you
best.
either you film them in your bedroom against a wall
With
and
your mum reading the other part.
then you send that off and hope for the best. But in my case, I went into the casting agent's office and we sat together in a room like this, and we just read the scenes together.
What were the scenes?
For my tape, I did my first tape. I just did one scene, which was the when Nick kicks Noah out of the car onto, in our version, the pavement sidewalk situation, and it's one of quite early on in the film. But I remember doing that scene and just loving their dynamic, and I was like, oh, I feel like sometimes when doing a tape, a script feels easier to read and it feels natural, and I think when it does feel natural is when you're like, oh, maybe this is something that I could do or really want to do, because it felt normal, I guess.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just definitely felt that.
What do you mean by natural? Like that you can envision it easily or just flow?
Yeah,
Like,
it
what is
just flows, I guess. I mean, it was like I found it easy to do the scene and to be that character, maybe because, I don't know, I feel quite similar to my character in a few ways. And yeah, I guess that must have come across for then to have a next round and just felt nice to do, felt natural.
Wasn't it?
It was on Zoom.
It was on Zoom.
Yeah.
Wow, you went right to
He
the...
went right to the finals. Yeah.
Because then my second round was with
Danny and Charlotte.
was with is it Theo
Theo
Park?
Park, yeah, the
it was
casting
with Theo
director.
Park. So my first round was with her assistant. The second round was with Theo Park, the casting agent. And the third round was with Danny and Charlotte, our directors. And then the fourth round was with you in the chemistry read.
It was. I'm so glad that we've got that sorted out.
What a process.
What was the first scene that you guys did together in the chemistry read?
We did.
That scene, the one that I did in my tape.
Yeah.
With Nick and Noah,
the car scene.
the car scene, yeah.
Which is it's such a weird process. You walk into a room full of like producers, directors, and we
me.
meet for the first time, literally like this, and we meet for the first time, and then when you're ready, then we just run the scene and hope for the best.
Did
And
you
then we
guys-
just get direction
crazy.
and we redo it.
Did you guys have chemistry from the moment you met? Because you can really feel it on screen the moment you guys like bump into each other in the kitchen.
I'd say we did.
I think so, yeah. I mean, I remember you walking in, because I didn't know I had the part yet, but I read with like 3 boys to play
Yeah.
Nick, and Matt was the first that came in. And immediately I just thought, oh, we're friends. Like, you're just like all of my friends, and I can really see you being a friend. I think that's an immediate just like sign of being comfortable with someone, right? And I think to have chemistry, you kind of have to. Well, maybe not in Nick and Noah's case. They're not comfortable with each other, and they definitely have chemistry.
Yeah.
But for us, it's so helpful being like able to have a friendship and then just build off that.
Yeah,
I
for
guess.
sure. I mean, after we got cast, we very quickly started realizing we're very similar people
Yeah.
and we get along very well,
And our brains
which is
just
always
kind
a
of
thank
molded
God. Yeah,
How does that make this whole process easier?
in literally every way possible.
every single way possible.
Like on set, it's so much easier just being with a
I'd say
friend.
that period of our life, we were each other's closest person, I'd say. And,
Because we're just spending literally all day, every day with each other.
Yeah, I mean, before we even started filming, we filmed the first 2 weeks in Tenerife, and before we even began filming, we had like 4 days off in the hotel where we were just like hanging by the pool and like getting to know each other and like running scenes.
So
and,
surreal.
like,
We're
what
both
is
just
our
like,
lives?
what the hell is going on? We're like, we have to get to know each other so well.
Yeah, and we like we sat next to each other on the plane out there, and we just talked the
For 5
whole
hours.
Yeah, for 5 hours straight, just the whole time, and that just helps so much. As soon as you get onto set, you've already got some sort of like language, and you're comfortable with each other, and
I think it helps like off camera, it helps on camera being comfortable with each other, but
Yeah.
also in all of like the post filming, like having somebody that we're so
Being
able to help each other and like kind of hold hands and be like,
yeah, because
what's going on?
we were at the same point in our careers, so it's like
Yeah,
this
we're
is
just in it
all
together.
exciting, and in it we've got each other through it, which is so nice.
Yeah, very lucky.
It is interesting. You were at very like somewhat similar points in your careers before this like came into your lives.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah,
that
so
it's worked out
it was
that
the
way.
same thing. It meant the same thing for us, didn't
Yeah.
it? Which was so nice to
Be
to
in
have,
it with someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about like training for this? Because like, dude, you have to take training seriously now.
Yeah,
I mean, you're ripped.
Mate, he did a lot.
Yeah, I did a lot. I worked
I
with
felt like I cruised through. I just turned up to filming and I was like, oh, wait, you've been in the gym like 6 times a week for the last like 6
yeah, I've been
months?
prepping for months.
You're talking about hanging out, and then all I'm thinking about is like, when did you have time to hang out?
He's in the gym. Like,
And you're just sitting there.
yeah, and I was like, oh.
No, yeah, I worked with as soon as I got the job, I was like,
Oh, no.
oh no, quick. I need to sort this out.
Oh shit!
You look in the mirror and you're like, wait, what?
yeah.
Is this going to be
So, like,
CGI?
Yeah, exactly.
You were able to hide a lot in the auditions. It's like,
I was like, I need to sort this out. So then I quickly signed up to this
Quickly.
the PT program, but like I did it faster than Amazon would have sorted that all for me, but I didn't know this. Because we're so new to this process. I don't know these things. So like I'm there like going out finding a PT, paying for it, and we started it already. And Amazon are like, whoa, we'll do this. We'll do. But I'd already found a really great PT. So
His PT is literally like his best friend.
yeah, we've become so close since starting.
oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. And like he's now like I feel like he's will be my PT for life if I continue to have a PT.
See, that's how you knew that, like, the universe.
But yeah, it was like we got along so well, and like it's so nice as an actor to have something like other than acting to focus on and do. So like learning how to fight as like learning how to drive.
Yeah, like an accent for me, I guess.
Yeah,
is the
you
main
doing
thing
an
that I had to work
accent,
on. Yeah.
It gives you something tangible
Yeah,
other
I
than
guess
like
so.
sitting there with a script and thinking about life. Not that that's what acting is.
But like, there's also like progress to track, and like it's a good mental health thing. Like
Yeah,
the
for sure,
the
for sure.
ripple effect of having to do that is
Yeah, and like sorting out your diet finally is like, I love a carb, and then suddenly I'm not eating carbs, and I'm having to deal with that. What that's going to do to my energy and stuff,
Shit.
and it's you think you just it starts to mess with your perception of what your body is and like what point you want it to get to and
yeah, like what you're capable of, right?
what you're capable
Yeah.
of.
So
all
I
that.
hear. I don't
know.
Neither, don't worry.
I have no idea.
But no, it was definitely a fun process to delve into for the first time, because I've always wanted to, like I've always thought about it, and I'd love to like get a role
Be able
where
to
I
do
have to
that,
like
yeah.
really train hard for, because I don't have the motivation otherwise in my daily life. It's like
No, this
no
is-
one wants to do that to themselves
Well, unless
for
you're get-
no reason.
No, unless you're getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's a
Exactly.
bunch of bosses in suits tracking your progress.
You're handing you a PT, like, come on, man.
Yeah, like what a sick reward at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's money and fame in a movie.
And a hot bod.
Yeah, and you're fucking ripped.
yeah, but you best know, as soon as we wrapped, my diet went out the window.
You were like having a Domino's
Pizzas.
pizza every day.
Yeah, and then I went traveling with friends, so I just I went off the rails. Yeah.
But like, also jokes on you. Like the other movie's on the horizon.
Hopefully,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm already training with them again.
Yeah,
like,
you've started up. You're
I
like,
started
just in
quite well.
case. You're like,
just in case. Yeah.
I remember I had one when you were like prepping and doing all your gym stuff. Like Amazon sent me and I did a MMA session, just one, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, I was like, do I have to fight in the film? I was like, I don't remember this in the script, but I went and did like a whole boxing lesson. It was
Yeah.
like the second time I'd met Matt, and he like walked into this gym, and I was like bright red and sweating and like trying to box this really
You were doing
cool
so
man.
good though.
I really wasn't. It's nice of you. But I only did one session, and then they were like, actually,
Yeah.
you don't need to do this in the film.
I want to talk about your accent, but I also want to talk stunts, because there is like a decent amount of stunts in this
Yeah,
thing.
there's
Yeah,
a few.
There's a lot. It was mad.
Yeah, all the fight stuff. I mean, we didn't do a lot of the
Yeah, the driving.
We just weren't allowed.
Yeah, we weren't allowed.
But the fight stuff, like we had stunt doubles, and they choreographed this amazing fight. Both fights that we have in the film. And me and Sam would do loads of rehearsals, and it would evolve all the time, and like directors would have their input and stuff. And then, yeah, you just get to the day and you block it on set because it changes because now you're on location and
You're
things
suddenly
just
in like muddy.
yeah, like
swamp,
the
it's
end fight, we're in
raining.
the mud, and it's. But luckily, me and Sam, I mean, we did actually a lot ourselves.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
we didn't do the really intense stuff because we had amazing stunt doubles who did that. But we loved it. So I think because we loved it, we were up for it. We were just like, let's just go for it. And even when we were dying and exhausted, we were still
Having fun.
having fun. So
And the races are just so crazy. I mean, obviously, it's such a big part of the film, the kind of races and the car chase at the end. And the Spanish movie did that so well. So I think there was so much sort of like excitement going into it of what that was going to be in our movie in London as well. And like, I mean, so mad. The car chase at the end just being like through the streets of London, and yeah, surreal.
It is crazy. Do you drive like stick or were you like manual?
No.
I do.
I drive like a little Fiat 500, little automatic. I remember when I was auditioning, I was like, I'm gonna get fired if they find out that I don't drive like a
So
racing
one of
driver.
the cars you couldn't drive, could you?
Yeah, and I was really worried. Like, I really had to stop myself from telling people. I'm really bad at lying as well, and I had to like really bite my tongue and not say like, guys, I can't drive a manual. Like, jokes, like prank, I can't do it. But it was fine in the end. They were like, you're good.
And you can drive a stick shift?
Yeah. So I learnt in a stick, but I don't drive anymore because I live in London, so I don't really need my car in London. But so it was I've only recently discovered automatic, going
the film.
abroad and hiring a car and then driving on the other side of the road.
Interesting.
And then doing automatic for the first time. I'm like, why did I ever do stick? It's so
Hard.
so much harder.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, dude, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's a lot of foot maneuvering.
No
There's a lot.
idea, yeah.
yeah.
When I was having
Automatic's
to
actually a
pretend,
go-kart.
when I was having to pretend to drive the Nissan Silvia in the film, it's the only car in the film I think that is like manual. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know when I'm meant to change gears, like let alone how to do it. So I was just like moving my hands, just kind of guessing, and just hoping that there was no shots of my hand.
Because you have to like listen for it, or I don't know. Like, what you feel it?
What,
You feel it within.
so there's a bite. You have to put it into gear. There's a whole nother pedal. And you, have to-
You're actually pretending you're like, so guys.
you have to put it into gear, and then as you gently lift that off, you have to gently go on the gas.
fuck off.
And like the bonnet starts to lift, and then you know that's the bite, and you have to go. It's a whole thing. Whereas automatic is literally, stop.
I know friends who drive with their knees. You can do anything.
So yeah, it's like now I will never be a manual driver.
The films have the
ever again.
opposite effect.
Yeah.
So interesting to have come to meeting such a common technology so late in life.
Yeah.
Like that's right.
Yeah.
But like there's a scene in where I drive the McLaren. It's on the bridge. We're on the bridge, and I kick Noah out of the car, and I get back into the car, and I'm meant to zoom off, but like I get into that McLaren. It's like a spaceship. I'm like, I don't know what. I'm used
Like
to
the handbrake is, like,
wrenching
up
a
here on the
handbrake.
side
It's like a
somewhere,
little
button.
button. It's like so many buttons and things,
So-
and you have to make sure it's in like sport or whatever
Yeah,
mode
yeah.
it was. And I'm in there, and it's a wide shot of me just in the car, and I'm meant to go vroom, and
You're
it's
like,
like the car's just sitting there, and I'm in there going, oh god, is it going? Okay, ready?
Remember when you had to put away the other side, and
really
you were like, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I was like, the handbrake's on, handbrake's on,
So
handbrake's on.
many times. Yeah, we're literally shooting a scene under our breath. We're going, wait, is it going? Why isn't it going?
We're like, where's the McLaren man? Where's the McLaren man that can tell us what to do? Mad.
Yeah, those cars are confusing.
But this sounds like fun. Like
It's so
It
fun.
was
Movies-
literally like the best one ever.
movies are a lot of work, but like to have a friendship like woven throughout the entire process.
Yeah, it just honestly just made it like
the maddest stuff together, and you're
genuinely we were just like pinching each other the whole time. Like,
like it got to a point where we were like, we didn't care to go home. Like not that we didn't love home, but like
I remember there was
working
like one scene that I wasn't in, and I was like, no, I don't want to go home. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
leave
yeah,
early.
yeah.
Like I'm gonna stay, and I just stayed and stood by the monitor and watched you and Harry do your one scene that I wasn't in, and I was like, oh.
even
this
when
is
you
nice.
shoot your stuff, I just hang around. It's because like even the amount of people on that set, it was
Yeah, everyone.
There's so many people, but also like it felt really intimate, and like the crew, the
You know everyone so well, though,
producers,
like,
everyone. Yeah,
the end of it.
you get so close with everyone, and because we had Tenerife at the start, that was like a bonding experience.
Yeah, it was.
Everyone
It's like a
were-
retreat.
yeah. So we almost like created a little family, and like we were sad Tenerife was ending because then we were going to go home after work instead of all being
In the hotel together,
and
like, yeah, it's mad.
hanging out after work.
So
And
surreal.
that's just like
A
part of
dream.
the experiences. Yeah.
You get to know each other so well, but when do you actually get to know your characters? At what point in this process?
To be honest, we first, after the chemistry read, the first time that we met next was at, apart from the boxing gym, was at the a rehearsal with the directors. We're very lucky that
Yeah.
both of us have like theatre backgrounds, so I think we
Yeah.
found it very, we really wanted to rehearse and like find it easier to kind of rehearse scenes and delve into it and be really
Yeah.
sort of detailed with that because of our theatre background, I guess. And
Yeah,
that's
we'd
such a big
meet
part.
up even outside of the directors as well, just us two, and we'd
Work through the scripts
work
and
through
the
the
scenes
scripts,
and
discuss
our
stuff,
characters. Yeah.
and like because like you said, theatre background. We like to know. We like to be prepared. We
Yeah.
like to kind of know what if we're on the same page.
And again,
stuff
I
like
think
that.
we're lucky that we both have that kind of had that as a level of importance of doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, very prestigious theater background, West End. And I got to say, like, theater really does craft a different sort of performer. Like, you're doing 7-8 shows a week, and
Yeah, it's
it's
intense.
and there's very, very, very little room for error, and you have to
Yeah.
rely on each other. And
The stakes are so high.
oh, totally.
Yeah, it's every time I'm doing theatre, I always stand in the wings, and I deep my life, and I'm like, why do I do this with my life? 'Cause
It's
I'm
such
so
a thrill,
scared.
isn't it? It's so scary.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's so scary.
Every morning I wake up and go, I don't get to go to bed until I've gone out there and I've performed to all those people. Why do I do that? It's just like, but then you do it, and then you have the best time
It's
doing
just,
it.
yeah, it's nothing like it. I just love it.
Yeah, and you come out,
so
when you
much.
come off the stage, you're like, oh, get me back out. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Then you go to bed, you wake up, and cycle.
And then you're scared again.
You're scared again. But it's actually, we have a common, we saw each other in play. Well, no, you didn't see me.
No,
Your mum
my
saw
mum
me.
saw
but I
you.
saw you in a play long before we ever met, like a year before we ever met.
So much.
What'd you see each other? I mean, by the way, Spring Awakening you're in.
Yeah, that's what I
Les
saw her
Miserables. I mean, yeah, fucking real deal.
Been doing it for
Sorry for my
a long
language.
time.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I started theatre when I was so young. I mean, I look back and I can't believe, because I remember everything so well. I can't believe that I was like 7 years old or something. I'm like, that doesn't compute in my brain that was me at 7, because I
Can't
feel the same.
believe that, yeah.
But you saw me in Spring
Interesting.
Awakening. Yeah, it's mad.
You feel the same?
I don't know. I just feel like when I look back at it, you know, I don't remember myself as a 7-year-old. You just remember yourself as yourself. But then I look at like a 7-year-old walks into the room and I'm like, what? Like I was that age when I was doing it, but it never was. But it
I'd
was
love
never
to cut
like
to what
scary.
I was doing at 7. Nothing like that.
It's like a shot of you like picking your nose in some like green
Literally.
field or something.
Like sat twiddling your thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad.
I'm a theater person, so rock on.
Rock on theatre.
You're also in a commercial for butter, eh?
Yes,
Done research.
that was my first sort of screen experience.
Sorry, a commercial for what?
Anchor butter
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
and squirt cream, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, do it all.
Did you have that one down?
It was like my first, the squirt cream, yeah, really important.
Wait, what kind of cream?
Squirty cream, like, you know, like
Whip
them whipped cream.
You guys call it squirty cream?
I no, we don't.
Just me
I don't
then.
know what happened.
Just me. Okay, whipped cream. Sorry.
I thought that was an American thing. Squirt cream.
No.
Whipped cream.
Wow.
We have a lot of weird stuff.
No, you're not that weird.
Nah, we don't claim that.
We do have to talk about the accent, though. It was incredible. Like,
Oh,
I
thanks.
would have never have guessed you had a British accent.
That is the best thing I could ever hear.
What went into perfecting that?
I don't know. I mean, because of my theatre background, I think a lot of like musicals are American, and you know, because they come from Broadway. So like, I've kind of done American accents since I was little in like Annie and you know shows like that. But it was a different beast for screen for sure, because I was aware of how real it has to be, because it can take you out of something so quickly if you suddenly are like, oh wait, I don't think that person's actually like American or has that accent. So I was kind of nervous, but I had a wonderful dialect coach who really kind of helped me and helped like instilled a bit more confidence in me, I guess, and just said like, you're okay, this is fine. But our directors are American, Danny and Charlotte, and same with a lot of the team. So I just kind of had to trust that they were telling me the truth when they were like, you're fine. And trust that they would come up to me and say, you're actually saying that word a bit wrong.
Where was your accent at when you auditioned?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, probably kind of similar. I had a few sessions with my dialect coach, but it was more about being super comfortable with it and being able to do it every time, like the same every time and correct every time. I think with a self-tape, you can kind of choose the best version of it.
As you said, because we did do quite a bit of improv on our film as well.
Yeah, we did.
And it's one thing saying lines in an accent, but improving in an accent is a whole nother thing. So
I think that's probably what helped
Yeah.
with like the dialect coaching. It's just the confidence, I think,
Yeah.
feeling comfortable enough and like,
you smashed it.
thanks,
You did.
thanks.
What is it like working with a directing duo?
Amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
How did they divide and conquer?
Like so seamlessly. Honestly, I think they just have like one brain that works together. I mean, they say it as well, but having two brains is so much easier and so much more efficient. There's two people kind of doing the same job together, so it's just like half the time of everything needed.
Yeah, and they before giving us notes, they would make sure they'd gone away and discussed it before coming to us or doing it in front of us. Cause
Yeah, I always had a belief that if I went to either of them and asked them the same question, they would give me the same answer. They just seem to be so, I mean, they've done it for years together. They're just so perfectly.
Yeah. And it's nice for us because we've always got a point of contact on the set. Because us four were like a family within the family. We were like a safe space. So it's while they're, because them two are also doing their first big feature. So all of us are in this thing together. doing this mad thing.
All feeling like we've like won a prize or
yeah,
something.
that we
what?
shouldn't be there. So yeah, it was like while one is sorting out the technical stuff,
Yeah,
the
and talking to the
stuff
camera and the
all that
crew.
the crew and stuff. We've got one to come and
Give us performance notes or chat through characters and stuff. It was just amazing. Honestly, it was so helpful having two.
But it is interesting. Like you talk about like being like the four of you, it's your first time, and it is true. But like ultimately, the right investment, the four right people, and also you have done so many things. You're on an Apple TV series. Like you are not green by any stretch of the imagination. Like you've been working, all of you, towards this, and those two are some of the most visionary and like I mean, they are incredible music video directors.
Oh my God, amazing.
And also the playlist, the soundtrack of this movie, it very much follows, like, you could tell it's inspired by the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Banks is in there, Lily Allen, Charlie XCX, Troye Sivan.
Holly Humberstone.
Yes,
Love Holly
Mallrat.
Love Holly Humberstone.
She is my
Big Pig.
I think possibly my favorite artist.
She is
ever.
so good.
Because that song Dive that's in the film is in the film because I put it on my story. Like whilst we were filming, I put a picture of somewhere and put the song over it, and our editor was like, "Oh wait, I love that song,"
which
and then
song
put it
is
in the
that?
film.
Where does that come on?
Right at the end.
It plays
The
at the
first
end of the
credit-
movie
the
into
first
the
credits
credits.
song.
Yeah.
Great playlist.
Such a great playlist.
Great soundtrack. I'm calling it a playlist. It's not a playlist, but
I'm
it
sure
is
it will
a
be.
soundtrack. Yeah, probably on Amazon Music. And by the way, you can watch My Fault London. It's waiting for you on Prime Video. It's there. Link below.
Yay.
What are you thinking, Dan?
Are you guys prepared for like the reaction to this movie and like the followers that come with it and people knowing who you are? Because I'm sure your star is going to skyrocket afterwards.
We just don't know what to expect. You
Yeah.
never know with these things, and like we have people saying that a lot, and it's like
It's hard to kind of digest it at all.
and you almost don't want to think about that because you don't want to set yourself up for like you don't want to have any expectation. But then, like when we started filming, you started telling me, Asha started telling me about the scale of the Spanish version, which I wasn't aware of at first. And when you think about that like
Yeah, it
the
sinks
more
in a
time
bit.
has gone on, the more that's sort of sunk in, and we can't quite comprehend.
Yeah, every day seems to just get a bit crazier, and like another
Yeah.
reason why we're so lucky that we're kind of in this together, because we're able to just like voice it all to each other and
Yeah.
have somebody that's going through the exact same thing, the exact same time. It's so nice.
For sure.
Well, can we just talk about your why? Like, why did you start acting?
My why? I started. I did it. I did it in. So we call it GCSE, and it's like
Exams.
exams. I don't know what age we are. Like 15,
Yeah.
15, 16. So we're in year 9 of school. You have to then pick your subjects that you're going to study for your GCSEs, for your exams, and we did like drama, but maybe once a week for about an hour, and I just remember my teachers saying that I was really good. Because I was really sporty and I did loads of sports.
He was doing up Troy Bolton here. He was like sport on one
In
side.
a way, yeah. But like they just used to. They would encourage me to pick it for the subjects to study. But like, I was like, what am I going to do with drama? And like, it wasn't cool to do drama in school at that age. So I was like, I'm not doing that and all that. And then I actually picked computing as one of the subjects because I was like, I like gaming. Maybe I'll do something with computers. I didn't know anything else to do. And then I suddenly had an epiphany one day, walking home from school after the deadline of picking the subjects. On the deadline or whatever, I was walking home and I just literally had an epiphany. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I literally have this memory. I ran back to the office in school.
Super cinematic.
Super cinematic. It's literally like a shot in a
Crazy
movie.
song is playing underneath.
Yeah. I'm there in my big oversized blazer, dodging the crowd. I get into the office and I'm literally like, change it. Change computing to drama. And they're like, are you sure you want to do that? And I'm like, please change it. And they changed it. And then literally from then I just became obsessed. I didn't really, no other lesson really inspired me. I was really shy in drama, but I was fine in every other lesson because I cared, I think. And then, it just started, the obsession just grew and grew and grew. Then my drama teachers were like, maybe you should try an audition for drama school. And then I did, and I managed to get in, and then...
Rest is history.
It's just kind of happened from then on, but yeah. So I don't really know what the why is. I just know
circle
that
back.
something happened where I was like, oh God, I think I really like doing this, but I don't really know why or what. But like something made me decide to run back and change it.
Your gut, you knew.
Yeah, that was a gut instinct, and that has.
But a lot of people don't listen to their gut.
I know, so lucky that you
And
don't.
imagine
I
you
was
didn't.
fighting so
You'd be
many like
computing somewhere.
yeah, I would. But I was fighting so many like at school. I just wanted to be cool. I just wanted to like have girlfriends and be with the cool kids, and that's like all I thought about and cared about. But then there was this thing that necessarily wasn't cool to do in my social circle. But I mean, when I look back at it, I'm like, God, stop. Just don't care. Yeah, I don't care about that sort of thing.
But also, like, what a weird thing, like, to think that, like, kids would go, this thing is not cool. But ultimately, if you do it and you keep doing it and you figure it out, it makes you the coolest.
Of course.
What does it mean? It was like, it became a, like, secret for ages.
It's just people just don't like things that are, like, different, no? Especially in school.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to, like, everybody's just trying to, like, blend in. And anything that
Yeah,
is
especially
not cool when you're a
yeah.
kid is the coolest thing ever when you're an adult,
Yeah.
I think.
Especially when you're like I said, I was sporty, so I'm doing football, I'm doing all the like the laddie things, and then suddenly I'm like, God, I really want to get on stage and prance about.
So lucky you did.
So yeah,
It's worked out well.
yeah,
For sure.
Luckily, thank you.
Why do you show up to a butter commercial audition?
I think for me it was so random. I guess I was always like, I must have always been like a performer as a kid. Like if I asked my mum, she'd probably be like, it was the most obvious thing I've ever seen in my life. You were like dressing up and singing from literally like the teeniest ever. But my friend just wanted to go to like a drama class, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come with you. And just absolutely loved it. I mean, I was literally like 6 or something, and I just absolutely loved it. And from that moment, I really can't remember at any point in my life where I wasn't doing it, where I wasn't like performing and singing and playing the guitar and just constantly. So it's weird, but I'm so happy. I've always just loved it so much that it's kind of carried me through it, I guess.
What you were meant to do.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Also, your music's great.
Thank you.
We only have 2 songs out, though.
Yes, EP coming out on the 7th of March.
I've heard it. It's very good. It's incredible.
Thanks, Matt.
I want to hear it.
Oh my God, I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
So exciting.
please.
Yeah.
Share it. It's very singer-songwriter acoustic-y, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
love.
completely sort of folky. Yeah.
I'd live for that.
Oh, me too. Holly Humberstone, Lizzie McAlpine, Noah Khan, Bon Iver. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with music.
No, you have
So
good taste.
obsessed with music. Thanks.
All of them are incredible. Noah Khan's amazing.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
He was literally like the soundtrack to filming the film for us.
Yeah, she introduced me to Noah Khan on the car
To the airport, yeah.
And then we realised we had the same taste in music, and
Yeah.
that's what we connected over initially.
Yeah.
Instantly, we're making a playlist.
Yeah. And it was genuinely
I know,
that his album is the soundtrack to the film. I play it now and just it's so like nostalgic,
memories,
even though it's
yeah.
literally like last year.
And Noah's relationship, it's definitely no normal brother and sister relationship.
No,
huh?
it's not.
But I gotta say, like, I was like very skeptical when we talked to Nicole, and she's amazing.
Love Nicole.
She is like such a bright, beautiful soul.
She's amazing.
Also, Mercedes, the author, is like such a grounded, great person
Yeah.
who is by far like a genius.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, so wild. I was very skeptical and like very like, I wasn't the most verbally supportive of this relationship, but now I've like really understood it. I mean, you didn't really know each other very much before you started to really
No.
get into each other.
Exactly. I mean, look, it's wild. Mercedes' story came from a Wattpad story, and Wattpad is crazy. And I think that like the forbidden love is like what people just are addicted to, and there's a reason why it's kind of addictive and entertaining. But I mean, like you say, they'd never met.
Yeah, like,
It's a
is
bit,
it,
it's a bit
Literally
crazy, but
strangers,
they've never
isn't
met.
it?
is it really forbidden, right? Because okay, if you're like growing up with each other, your step siblings, weird, different. This, like, you've known each other like about 45 seconds.
Yeah.
True,
yeah,
true. Well, hopefully people don't mind enough and watch the film.
Damn. What were you thinking on the relationship?
Well, I just think it is an interesting conversation because,
Yeah.
like, you guys are just meeting like any 2 high school or college students would meet. You just happen to have parents that fell in love.
Yes, exactly.
So it's just.
But that's the thing, like,
And
even
they're
like we
rich.
had to get over our own sort of perceptions of that and like to just like
Make the movie.
commit and make the movie.
Yeah. There's a reason it's done so well, though. People love the story, they love the characters, and the characters go so well together.
And they also love to hate it. Like, but yeah, we as actors, our job is to just see past that and see why it's happening, and also
and
like,
understand it a bit.
Like you said, that the similar age meeting for the first time could happen to anyone.
Yeah, that's it. Private jets, big money.
Yeah, it's so normal. The most normal situation.
You like had an app at 17.
Yeah, multi-millionaire, right?
Oh, totally. Like same life, understand it. Been there, felt it. I mean, did you know what Wattpad was before you landed this role? Are you like a fan to that level?
No, not really. I obviously knew what Wattpad was and had heard about it and kind of knew of it as a sort of like fanfic page, really, and heard of like, you know, some things, but I was a complete rookie.
Yeah, I knew nothing.
No.
I knew nothing about anything.
I think you probably didn't even know what Wattpad was.
No.
You didn't even know who Noah Khan was until like last week.
Yeah, like
living
this
on
guy's
a
on a
rock.
rock. Yeah.
Literally on the way to set, you were explaining everything to me.
Yeah. I was like, come on, Matt, look, this is what's going on. This is the situation.
I'm like, wait, what?
I gotta say, your hair in the movie should have got its own credit. It
wild. It
Frosted
completely
tips.
changes him into Nick. It's crazy.
I mean, the highlights,
Yeah.
all a choice.
All a choice.
And it
Frosted
worked.
tips forever.
The bad boy frosted
The
tips.
bad boy frosted tips.
Dude, I had frosted tips in the 8th grade.
Did you?
It was bad, dude. It was brutal. It was bad. People used to yell at me and call me Ryan Seacrest. It was like really embarrassing.
I'd love to see a photo.
Yeah, please. You're gonna have to show us a picture now. Set yourself up.
God, honestly, thinking about it makes me like both nauseous and want to cry. Like, it's so stressful.
You're like, let's move on.
Yeah, we got to get out of this. My Fault London. You got to watch it. It's waiting for you. It's on Prime Video. There's a link below. Go. What have you learned about yourself so far from making this movie and being on this journey?
I think we could can handle much more than I think I can. Like, it's so, even this process that we're doing right now, it's so overwhelming and
it's
and
intense.
But yet we did it.
Yeah, I know. Somehow we're out the other end,
We're out the
almost.
other end. But like, we also had the best time doing it, even though of those things that's intense and overwhelming.
Yeah,
and,
it was
like exhausting at times. And because we're living our dream. We've
it's weird
dreamt
to think
about it
about,
for so long, and now we're living it, and it's like that feeds in with the overwhelmingness. And
but we can do it.
We did it.
Yeah. What the
So
hell?
yeah.
I mean, you can rise to challenges. You rise to the occasion. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is similar to the like stage thing of like every morning going, oh, why do I do this? I can't do this.
Yeah, and then doing it.
And then you do it. And then every time you're like, how did I just do that? Oh God, I got to do it again. You do it.
It's our whole lives.
Yeah, literally. But I think that's why we love
endeavour.
it, because it like literally puts you,
Of course,
in survival mode.
Yeah, it
and
does.
like makes you
It's so true.
deeply uncomfortable.
Interesting.
And
It is like an adrenaline thing, right?
yeah, it's a little bit
Completely,
of a
yeah.
junkie sort of situation.
Was there a scene in this movie that was the most challenging for you guys?
I think the racing scenes were kind of hard because it was the most like out of my depth in terms of like knowing how to approach. It's not something that I've ever done before. So like knowing even just like the technical things of like how much like pressure would I be feeling now and like do you know what I mean? All that stupid like really like
Eyeline,
particular
everything.
stuff.
Yeah.
Was-
Just like technical things.
And it's such a big part of the book and it's such a massive part of the story that it had to be done well and it had to be believable, I think. And the accent as well was stressful.
When you watch those sorts of scenes and like they look awesome and cool, but actually filming them's a completely different experience.
Yeah, it's mental.
Because like you're not in the car racing 100 miles.
Yeah, you're in a static car, shaking
There's
yourself,
like
going,
five men with leaf blowers and like water cannons and like people rocking the car.
And like the steering wheel that I was driving with didn't even move. Like it was locked. And you're having to like pretend to move it.
You've got a walkie-talkie with the directors going, and there's a gunshot, and dodge it.
And now your car's been hit. Yeah, you just feel like a little kid, like pretending to. You're mad.
You've got to go from 0 to 100 in action.
And I think you feel like it looks stupid. Like doing it, I'm like, there's no way this looks real right now. There's no way in hell I look like I'm a racing driver.
The art of
Surely
editing
not.
just like makes it look awesome.
I think something like that makes you realise how not on us it is, and how every department is doing so much to make this look amazing, and we're just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it genuinely is a team effort.
Oh,
Completely,
for sure,
yeah.
You got to watch My Fault London. It's waiting for you. It's on Prime Video. Go, go, go. Last question. What did you learn about each other throughout this process?
What did we learn about each other?
Matt is, you're like, go on, tell me. Matt's very like appreciative of everything and always like looking for the best in everything ever. And I think that's something that I really like was inspired by. And I think we have a lot of similarities, and that was so lovely. But that's something that you're really good at, is like sort of like absorbing everything and like taking it in. And that's where I think we have a little bit of a difference. Well, no, I do that too, but like you're just to an extent.
Extreme.
Matt is a dreamer.
Thank you. I learned you're just so like on. You're just on it. She knows what's going on. She knows when it's happening. You've got structure.
She's a control freak.
No, you are in control of the ship or the car or whatever. And I feel like I dissociate sometimes, and I'm just like, oh, what's going on? And you're like, this is what's happening. And like,
you're okay.
You're okay. Yeah, exactly. Like our first meeting, and I think that's really inspiring. I definitely have want to take loads of that in, because you're also like you've got a movie coming out and you're making music, and like with the premiere finishes, and then she goes on stage and performs, and then the next day she has a gig, and then the next blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how are you doing it? So like massive respect to you, and it's like it's inspiring.
Thanks, Matt.
You guys have a really special relationship, and it adds to how special this movie is.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
We're very lucky.
We've had fun.
I really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, guys.
We
This has been
appreciate you.
so much fun.
Thanks.
It's so nice to speak to you guys.
Yeah, it's our first ever podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Well, please come back. We're always here.
Love to.
Yeah, as you release
Love to.
movies and music, Dan and I will probably be sitting at a desk somewhere in this facility. Won't be here next time, but it'll be probably down the hall somewhere.
Great. We'll be here. We'll be knocking on the door. I'll be like, I've got music out, guys. I'm coming.
No, it's so funny. Like, you know, we're here, and then like everybody comes and goes. But I saw Mercedes is back. Like,
Legend.
yeah, you guys are amazing. She's a legend. The movie's incredible. Watch it. My Fault London. Waiting for you on Prime Video. Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Asha
Thank
and
you.
Matthew. You good?
Yeah, they gotta go.
Get out of
Let's
here.
do it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so lovely.